We're live. Yes, live from Jay's place. And we're talking
Barbershop Talk.
Yes, Barbershop Talk, where nothing is off limits and everything's on the table.
Everything's on the table. Barbershop Talk. We're here at Jay's place. Barbershop. We're talking Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk. When nothing's off limits. Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk. Everything's on the table. Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk. Barbershop Talk. Everything's on the table.
Live here at Jay's Place Barbershop. Listen, another special edition of Barbershop Talk Live. We are here. You're here. We're here. Glad you tuned in to another special edition. Listen, it's been so long since I've seen you. How you doing? Thank you for tuning in to Barbershop Talk Live. Get you on the phone and call your friends, call your neighbors, call your church members, call your enemies. Tell them to tune in to Barbershop Talk Live because indeed, another special edition. Listen, in the hot seat tonight, we got some people that you need to hear about. You got some people you need to talk to. We got some people you need to get in contact with. But before we get that conversation started, let's give a shout out to our sponsors behind the scene that put this program together. I'm talking about my good friend Demetrius Johnson, Beverly's Body Butter, right here in Augusta, Georgia. Listen, Whip Scented Shea Butter. Whip Scented Shea Butter. She got all kind of flavors: coconut, peach, mango, strawberry, island paradise. Listen, give her a call at 706-564-5335. Again, that number is 706-564-5335. You got TikTok? She has a TikTok. Why don't you hit up on TikTok, get the products, which is Melon Queen 1976. Again, the product is good for your skin. It's good for your hair. Some people say it's good for pain. So again, that's my good friend Demetrius Johnson right here in Augusta, Georgia. Call her up, 706-564-5335. Also, Barbershop Talk Live World, I heard you still having a problem. You are still having a problem with your yard. You still having a problem with just maintaining your grass. Listen, why don't you call my good friend Alan Odom with Palm Maintenance. He's also in Augusta, Georgia. Listen, specializes in tree removal, demolition work, also pruning and cutting, and specializes in maintaining your pond. If you need him service, call him at 706-294-8493. That number again is 706-294-8493. That's Alan Odom, Palm Maintenance. Tell him John from Jay's Place Barbershop Talk Live heard about the deal. Give me the deal, what he's talking about. I guarantee you'll be delighted in the service and the price. Again, that's Palm Maintenance, 706-294-8493. Barbershop Talk Live World, again, I want to say thank you for a magnificent show we had a few weeks ago at Augusta Common, the old school 70s party. We just got off the phone with the fire department, putting out the fire. The place is on fire. We had a great time. So I want to say thank you again. We had the ZAP in the building. Tony Howard in the Motown is also Crystal Mendengal, all in the name of HIV and awareness, HIV education, and HIV testing. So listen, do you know your status? Do you know your status? Have you been tested for HIV/AIDS? Please, man, please, sure, do that. Do that. Listen, don't forget, also coming up, we got a Juneteenth celebration coming up. Listen, I'm talking about my good friend DJ J. Wheeler is going to be the man on the wheels of steel putting this program together. A lot of different groups on the stage, a lot of great little groups. We're going to have vendors, everybody. So again, that is our second annual Juneteenth celebration, Crimson Hill. Listen, look at the information on the screen. We got all kind of groups, all kind of acts. I might sing. I might dance. I might just, you never know, Barbershop Talk Live, you never know where you'll find us at. So please, man, please, sir, watch what we got going on, stay in tune what we got going on. You will never be disappointed because we are here to give you the information. Listen, you didn't come to hear me talk. You didn't come to see my pretty face or my pretty white teeth. You come to see the guests in the Barbershop Talk Live hot seat tonight. So listen, without further ado, I'm going to introduce to some and to present to others. I got the people that you need to be in contact with because we got election season coming up. So Barbershop Talk Live, without further ado, Miss Stacy Pulliam. How you doing?
Thank you.
You doing what?
Good.
You doing good?
Great. Doing great.
Doing great.
Yes.
Doing great. Listen, all the way to my media right there, none other than Mr. Corey Johnson. What's up, man? You good?
Oh, man, everything's great.
Got to be more careful. It's good to see y'all.
Oh, man.
Dude, now, listen, I don't know the people behind the scene know what it took to get y'all here. I had to call the Congress. I called Congress.
All the way.
All the way.
To D.C.
To D.C. And they said, let it happen.
Oh, man.
It got to be more careful where you at.
Yeah, man.
You're in the Barbershop Talk Live hot seat. And listen, we're going to have a good conversation.
Okay.
Yes.
We're here to have a conversation. So now, listen, now there always going to be somebody that tuning in that don't know who you are.
Okay.
They don't know. But it's my job to let you all know, to let them know who you are. So listen, now, Stacy, I've been knowing you for a long time, so don't tell me. You got to tell the people at Barbershop Talk Live World, look into that camera and tell them who is Stacy Pulliam.
All right. So, Stacy Pulliam is your current District 2 Commissioner.
Okay?
I am, a proud Augustan, and I say that with all of my heart because I've been here since 1995, and so that's a long time, and I'm still here.
All right.
I'm a pastor's daughter. I am a lover of God. I love my children. I adore my community. I really, really do. That's it. Did you want me to do a long? I can do the long version,
you good.
The short version.
You good.
Okay.
If you good,
I can keep going.
You good.
The resume goes on and on.
You good.
But that's who I am. I am your current District 2 Commissioner, Stacy Pulliam.
Now here go one thing I want to make sure that people know, that you are genuine. You just an old-fashioned good old girl.
Thank you.
That's good.
Thank you.
That's
I
good.
appreciate that.
I appreciate that. That's what I feel. That's who you are, and you keep on doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Now, Barbershop Talk Live World again. You know I got to let you people know who's in this far right seat. Listen, look up to my far right, Corey. I know you, seen you, been around you for many years.
Yes, sir.
But there's always some people tuning in at the last minute.
Right.
They don't know who that guy is. So you look into the camera and tell the people at Barbershop Talk Live World who is Corey Johnson.
Well, I'm Corey Johnson. Again, thank you, John, for having us here today. I'm Corey Johnson. I'm born and raised in Augusta, Richmond County. I'm a former District 2 Commissioner. I served 2008, 2015. Of course, married to my wife, Shalita. We have 5 boys. Let's see what else. Remember Tabernacle Baptist Church here now under the auspices of Charles E. Goodman, Jr. What else? I'm a business owner. I'm a business owner, which I've owned my business for 20 years here. I own a construction business, inspection business. So we've been around for a while. But I love Augusta. I love Augusta. I love, this city. And I'm here to do and offer myself to serve and do what I can to make this place better for the next generation. So we started some things, and so now we just want to try to continue moving the city forward in a positive manner.
Okay. Barbershop Talk Live World again. I want to get you in the position. I want to get you right. So what I'm saying by get you in the position, get you right, get ready to put some comments, put some questions, to put some concerns on the screen, because again, we have 2 persons that's in the Barbershop Talk Live hot seat running for the same position. We can only have one. So what we're doing now, we want to make sure that you put down your questions, put down your concerns, anything that you want to ask these persons to get you a better understanding of who they are, what they're about, and what they're planning on doing for the city of Augusta, Georgia. So again, you have time to call your friends, call your neighbors, call your enemy, tell them to tune in to Barbershop Talk Live, because you want to know what District 2 is all about and what it can be about. Are we good?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Barbershop Talk Live. So Stacy, let me come to you first now.
Okay.
Because what we know now, you are in the seat already.
Yes.
You're already in this position.
Yes.
So that being said, what is the functions of a commissioner? What is the job of a commissioner?
Commissioners are essentially, we make policies.
Okay.
So we go in, we come together, we create policies and procedures that govern our city. That's
Okay.
what a commissioner does.
Okay.
Now, that's the technical what the commissioner does. What else do? We go to events that our constituents invite us to. And when I tell you, I have had some of the best times of my life the past 3 years. Just the way people welcome you in as if you're a part of the family. They see you out and about, and they just, hey, how you doing? Hugging on you. Y'all
Okay.
know that's right up my alley.
You're a hugger.
So I'm a hugger.
You're a hugger.
I'm a hugger. So you're going to get a hug. But what we also do is we address issues in the not just the district that you serve, because honestly, I get calls throughout the entire city.
Okay.
So we make sure that we're addressing issues, and as we're addressing those issues can then turn into policies and procedures.
Okay.
Because what I'm finding out is that a lot of these issues, because they were never addressed, there was no policy or procedure there
Okay.
to help you through it.
Okay.
So That's essentially what a commissioner does.
Okay, okay. Now, Corey, refresh my memory if I'm wrong. You held this seat previously,
Correct.
and you was in this position, District 2 before.
Right, that's correct.
Okay, now that being said, how long did you serve when you was in position?
I served 8 years.
8 years.
Yeah, served 8 years. So I was there early 2000. Well, not early 2000, but of course the lighter end of the early 2000s. So
Okay.
I got elected 2007.
Okay.
And of course served 2015. So of course term limit. So you
Okay.
got to vacate the premises.
Okay. Now I'm gonna throw another big word at you because I gave Stacy the chance to let the people know what a commissioner does and what their duties are. So now I also read and I did some Googling.
Right.
You don't mind me Googling?
No, absolutely.
I had to do some Googling.
Good.
So I Googled you and I found out you was Mayor Pro Tem.
That's correct.
So tell the people of Barbershop Talk Loud World, what is a Mayor Pro Tem job?
Okay, the best way to, I guess, describe Mayor Pro Tem, I call it the vice mayor.
Okay.
You assist the mayor in his absence, of course. If he's not there, you fill in. You, of course, you sign documentation if anything need to be signed, whether it be from legal or the clerk of commission. But primarily, you just the second face of the city. So I don't take that feat lightly because, of course, being elected to serve in that position, it takes your colleagues to support that, and they got to have confidence that you are the best person for the job and you're willing to stand up and do what it's called to do. When called upon to do what's necessary. So I was honored to serve that position for 2 years, and it's my final 2 years in office, as a matter of fact. And so many people thought I was going to transition into the mayor seat because the mayor was up at that time.
Okay.
But I decided not to go mayor. I decided to run Senate.
Okay.
And so that's how we end up in the Senate race.
Barbershop Talk Loud World again. What we're letting you know, these two persons are running for District 2. District 2, am I correct?
That's correct.
Yes.
Now, Stacy, I want you to tell the people what all District 2 entails. Is it Olive Road, Dean Bridge Road, or what area we talking
It's
about?
parts of Olive Road. And so I'm going to encourage you first and foremost to go to the Augusta, Georgia website to get a map.
Okay.
And the reason I always tell people that is because I can explain to you the borders, but the lines are all over the place.
Okay.
Redistricting is something real. And I don't know if we're going to get into that or not. We probably shouldn't touch that, but I'm telling you all.
People want to know.
Be on the lookout.
Okay.
But with that being said, so if you take Augusta Mall and you stay going towards downtown, everything on the right side headed down to Hurd Avenue. So that encompasses, now it's Piedmont. I was going to say St. Joseph's, look.
Right.
But everybody in Augusta remembers St. Joseph's.
Right.
So from Piedmont, and then you have Pendleton King Park, you have Kissing Bower. There's actually this tiny section of Central Avenue, like really, really tiny. That's why you need to go to the map.
Okay.
Also, we're going to take Kissing Bower, Milledgeville Road. You can take Gordon Highway, and then you're going to, y'all see I'm like looking at it as I'm driving in my head.
Okay.
Then Richmond Hill Road, then there's that little section of Dean's Bridge, and then it turns into MLK. You're also looking at parts of Peach Orchard Road. It comes back up Old Savannah Road. So yeah, that's
Okay.
it. It's all over the place. I think it's one of the largest districts.
Okay.
I really do.
Okay. Barbershop Talk Loud World again. Now, Corey, we want to come to you with a question. As you said earlier before, you was in this position before.
Right.
And you served 2 terms in this position.
Right, correct.
So now, out of the 2 terms that you served in this District 2 position, looking back, any regrets? Anything that you felt was unfinished, you didn't get the chance to do? It was a lot of disagreements within the body, whatever you feel was done that you didn't get all your goals accomplished.
Right, it is. One of the key things, it's 2 things in particular. We started the relocation of Hyde Park back in 2012. It was voted on. And, of course, we started the process at that time. Mm-hmm. And so, of course, my term ended in 2015.
Okay.
So quite naturally, we weren't able to see that through.
Okay.
And so it did continue, but that's one thing I wanted to kind of see through, just being there. And so, unfortunately, I couldn't do that. So that was kind of bittersweet. It did happen, but of course, I couldn't see that through. But second of all, leading to that, was the reason we bought that property and relocated those folks out of there, because one of the key things, this area floods a lot. Mm-hmm. Wilkerson Garden, Olive Road, Gordon Highway, Southgate, it floods a ton. And we've had several fatalities on Gordon Highway due to the flooding. And so we wanted to create a regional retention pond, something that we can get the water away from here, get it out when it rains and flood. And so as a result, nothing transpired with that property.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, it's just sitting idle and become a dump site, if you will, in Hyde Park. And so the goal was to create that pond so we can get the infrastructure in place to get the water away from here. And it just hadn't happened. And so I was a little disappointed that it hadn't happened, but I just thought that, you know, we lost the city engineer who was there at the time. It's been a lot of department changes. And so, of course, with that and administration changes, things change. And so, unfortunately, that was not one of the items that they continued to push.
Okay.
Second of all, the South Augusta Sustainable Master Plan we started with John Shields. We wanted to create a comprehensive plan for South Augusta that will pretty much set us up to develop the area like the community wants it to be developed. In other words, we wanted to plan with the people, not for the people.
Okay.
And so I know a lot of people can contest to this, but we were tired of seeing dollar stores, Family Dollars, you know, and nothing against the salons and barbershops, but it was more than that. You know, South Augusta is more than that, you know, and so we wanted to do more for the area, so we wanted to look at how do we grow South Augusta, because we didn't want to impede on the residential side of things. So we wanted to make sure that we were integral in making sure that we start the process of planning so that we can start to grow South Augusta, because disposable income is there. It's evident.
Now, Corey, I hate to cut y'all because you sounded so good. You're looking good. I think you're feeling pretty good what you're saying. But when you got the people at the Barbershop Talk Loud world watching, and all we hear now is South Augusta. South Augusta. And that's kind of what the slogan that we hear from the different candidates running for office, down from the mayor on down to the guy cutting grass. South Augusta, South Augusta. Shouldn't we get South Augusta ready by now? Shouldn't it be up and running by now? Shouldn't it be smooth by now? Because every campaign we're going to talk about South Augusta. Reedy Mall, South Augusta, Hyde Park. Got to be more careful. I know the people at Barbershop Talk Loud all the time to hit it. So when can we really see South Augusta, what y'all saying, and the vision you're trying to show us?
Well, let me say
No, hold on now. But now I want to make sure you hear this now. Now, Stacy, you can chime in on that also if you feel like it, because I'm tired of hearing about South Augusta.
Yeah.
Augusta is bigger than South Augusta. So Corey, please don't tell me. The people want to know, when can we see South Augusta if we kind of trying to see it? Because again, I've been here 30 years, and all I hear is South Augusta. All I hear Reedy Mall. All I hear is, got to be more careful. That's it. Because you can't put that on no more signs. Don't put it on no more T-shirts. The people want to know.
Well, I will tell you this. If I'm elected, I will hit the ground running day one to try to create a group that were an integral group.
Okay.
You know, and some people called it, you know, a citizens group or whatever the case may be. But I want to put together a group or a round table of people that can come together and we strategically sit down and talk about how we're going to start that process.
Okay.
In other words, I don't think we need to do any more studies. We already know that the income level is there. There's no question about that. But I would like to sit down, and I would like to sit down with not just the people, but future developers and investors to see how we can start to look at key areas within South Augusta to develop the economic development side of things.
Okay.
So in other words, I'm talking about your Targets, your Kohl's, your TJ Maxx, you know, your grocery stores, everything that you can go to West Augusta and get, we need that in South Augusta. We have the head count in South Augusta to sustain that. We just haven't had anybody take us serious about moving in that direction or carving out a key area to say, look here, this is the area you want the economic development to take place. Now, with all the growth and everything happening with the job creation, you know, Arubas and all these folks are paying head of household wages, okay? So these folks want to live in South Augusta. They don't want to travel to Columbia County, and some don't want to travel to West Augusta. They want to stay where they work. And so we want to create an opportunity for them to do that. And so they're working on now building about 250 homes off Mike Pageant in 2 locations. So you're talking a combination of 500 homes being built. They're going to start at moderate income level. So you're looking at about $250,000 to about $350,000. And then they have another area on Brown Road that's going to be upscale. And the upscale house is going to be anywhere from $600,000 to $800,000 or better. So they want to create the same scenario that you have in West Augusta and South Augusta. And I think it's fair to do so, but I think we got to be prudent in how we plan because, again, when you change administrations, it changes. And there's no continuity. And it's not that the people that are there are not doing a good job or even everybody have agendas that they want to focus on. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I think when we look at continuity, we have to be careful because if you look at our neighboring counties, most of those commissioners are there for longer than 2 terms.
Right.
So they're able to see things through, and so they can get these things finished before they're out. And I think that's what we failed because, of course, if you look at it, and I looked at every other county around us, I'm like, what's the difference and why we're not continuing the progress? Well, that's because the administration changed. You know what I'm saying? The ideas and concepts changed.
Well, let me ask you, Ms. Pulliam. Ms.
I
Pulliam.
would, yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah.
I would love to chime in on
Right.
that. I definitely agree that there needs to be growth and development in South Augusta, as well as in District 2. So we do know that parts of District 2 sit in those South Augusta borders. But since we started with South Augusta, let's just finish that scenario. So currently, there's a housing committee that meets, and I am the vice chair, but you might as well say I'm the chair because I'm the person that's in those meetings. And in those meetings, we have our Builders Association, we have our realtors, we have our school board that's present. We also have some of the industry leaders, economic development, land bank authority. So there's several people that sit in this room, and that's exactly what we discuss. We discuss how do we bring more housing to the area. And with the current housing projects that are underway and more to come, that is what is going to propel us into that next level of growth.
Okay.
Because you have to have that tax index there.
Okay.
So what people like to talk over and not really discuss is your large grocers, your large buy box retailers, they're not going to come to an area if the area median income can't support it. What does that mean? They would have been here already.
Right, it's been here already.
Because if the area median income could have supported it, they would have stayed.
They'd have stayed.
Whole Foods would have stayed
Okay.
if the area median income could have supported it. Kroger would not have moved out of certain areas if the area median income could have supported it. And so we have to really dig deep into that because they're doing their studies,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And so one of the things that I was able to make sure was back on the SPLOST list was the utilities, the actual pipe that led for sewage to the industrial park. That was taken off. Well, why would you take that off when we know that sewage and there's still people that are on septic out in South Augusta? So what that is going to do, because it's commercial size, is it's going to act as a feeder. And so now you have that infrastructure laid that you need to have laid, which can, in fact, bring more housing.
Okay.
Now let's talk about getting the individuals from the Turpin Hill area and from District 2 to better jobs.
Okay.
What I'm also champion, and please make sure you note champion, because
Okay.
it's a difference between a director presenting something that should go on a SPLOST list versus you actually championing an effort.
Okay.
And so another thing that I've started champion is our microtransit. What
Okay.
that microtransit is going to do is it's going to actually take people from an area where transportation is not readily available to the industrial park.
Okay.
Right now, our buses stop at that. So when you talk about taking people to the industrial park, you literally talk about changing the trajectory of their life. Because now I can leave a minimum wage paying job and I can go to a job paying $60,000, $75,000 a year. That's life changing.
That's changing.
Because the area median income in Augusta is around $67,000.
Okay.
So now if I'm making above that, what can I do? I can do so much,
You
John.
can do a lot.
I can do a whole
You
lot.
can do a lot.
And so then we come back to District 2, not just focusing on South Augusta.
Right.
Some of the things that have been done. GIC, Georgia Initiative for Community Housing. When I ran the first time, my constituents literally said, we are tired. We are tired of being overlooked. We are tired of what's happening. We're tired of our streets falling apart. We're sick of it. We need you to do something about it. So I hit the ground running. GIC, first year in office. Now we're looking at a $1.85 million investment from one of the team members that sits on the GIC team.
Okay.
Not only are we looking at that investment, we're looking at 4 flood studies that I champion. How did you champion those? By simply sending in, hey, this area needs help. Their foundations are crumbling.
Right.
You were one of those places.
I'm one of them. God bless me. I'm one of them.
And you know me and you had that conversation.
Right.
I said, John, I'm going to do something about it.
Right.
And I did something about it.
Okay.
You were even invited, and you tune into our GIC meetings.
Right.
Because we reached out to you and we said, hey, we need your help.
Right.
We need you to be that voice on that team.
Right.
So here we are, new roads. I have 3 subdivisions that are already on the list.
Okay.
3 years. Haven't even
Okay.
finished my 4th year yet.
Okay.
These subdivisions needed to be repaved years ago.
Okay.
So that's what we're doing. We're making a difference. We're changing. I do agree that when people don't have enough time in office, it's hard to complete everything that they have on the table. But to say that I've done that much in 3 years, and of course I had to get the votes, right?
Get the vote.
So even when you have to beg, scream, holler, cry,
Yeah.
we here.
Right.
Okay.
Barbershop Talk Live again. I want you to get into this conversation. I want to put your comments on the screen, put your questions on the screen, put your concerns on the screen, because again, May 19th.
May 19th.
May
Or
19th.
now. Or now.
Or now.
Yeah,
early
early
voting
vote.
started.
The early voting's already started. Listen, make sure you go to your voting precinct if you don't do the early voting, because again, we are in a situation where we need your vote. And the old folks say every vote counts.
That's right.
Every single vote.
Every vote
Please
counts.
get out and vote.
Go out and vote. I can't tell you who to vote for.
No.
I can't tell you, but I can tell you to do go vote. Barbershop Talk Live World again. We are in the conversation talking with the candidates running for District 2 Commission seat, Corey Johnson, Stacy Pulliam. Now, Corey, I want to come back to you because again, let's go back. You don't mind if I go back?
No,
Can I go back?
Let's go back.
Let's go back. Now, when we're going back, we want to go back to the time that you were in office. You was in this position. You saw the thing that was going wrong in this community. You saw the thing that was going wrong in the city.
Right.
Now, somebody say Corey didn't do nothing. Some people say Corey just sat down there, suck up all the doggone hookups and all that kind of stuff, then get nothing done, wasn't nothing happening. So then what would you tell those person that in other words, tell the people at the Barbershop Talk Live World, what did you accomplish while you was in office? What can you really say, as Stacy said, what can you say you championed?
Well, I can say, first of all, several things got done. The biggest thing with the political process is it's all about compromise. It's all about getting the support of your colleagues to move the needle forward for your district and for the city. And that was the first thing I had to do. I had to go in and earn the confidence of my colleagues to do that. And so with that being said, we didn't always agree on everything, but guess what? They supported me in a lot of big items. And some of those items are items like Hyde Park. We had been fighting for years. I started out, before I became a commissioner, fighting for Hyde Park, you know, by way of talking to this radio personality that was on years ago. And that kind of inspired me to even run for office. But we started that fight back then. But I'm a product of Hyde Park. My grandmother lived there. A lot of them moved from Waynesboro there because they were working they wanted to be closer to their job, which is Southern Piedmont. And so with that, they didn't understand the harmful chemicals that was coming from Southern Piedmont. And then later on, Goldberg Junkyard, which created a lot of lead and mercury in the area. But that was a very highly contentious item, because nobody really thought that they should be bought out. They said, well, we can go in there and remove the contaminants, but you can't do that. When the soil is fully contaminated, you just can't remove the contamination. But we were able to move not only 140-some families out of there, but we made them whole. We put them in homes that now they were increasing in value versus decreasing in value. We bought all the landowners' property and made them whole. And then all the businesses and churches, we made them whole. That was almost unheard of. And they had been dealing with that for over 40 years, you know. So that was one of the most prized, accomplishments for me. Second of all, J.R. Rouse came to me and he said, look, we ought to name the courthouse after John H. Ruffin Jr. I said, you know what, Jay, that'd be a good thing. Some people say it ain't gonna happen. We got down there, man. J.R. came in and made his pitch. I made a motion to create, to get with the city attorney and drafts a resolution to do just that. With that being said, we were able to get it done. But let me say this, it didn't happen easy.
Okay.
Because it was folks called me, and I don't call names, but I got threats to say pull it, because no living person has no courthouse named after them. Okay. And my comment was this: respectfully, I appreciate their comment, but I'll say this: let them vote it up, vote it down.
Okay.
So the first time it got voted down, but because of those relationships I talked about, one of my colleagues came over and said, "What are you trying to do?" I said, "Man, I just want to name the courthouse in his honor." Okay. And we were able to get the 6 votes. We had a voter reconsideration. We got the 6 votes to get it done, and we got that courthouse named after Jack Ruffin before he passed. Now, unfortunately, he didn't live to see it happen, but we got it done, and he called me the night that the vote went down. He was up in Atlanta because he was over the appellate courts, and he said he didn't think it was going to happen. And we talked for probably an hour after that. And the last time I spoke with them, Ed Tarver was being appointed to the Southern District by President Obama at the time. And, of course, he passed shortly after that. But his family was there to see it. We spoke at the ceremony. But that was an item that I was very proud of. And don't get me wrong, I don't take that lightly, because you're talking about one of the most expensive buildings we built while I was there.
Okay.
And so going back to that, we built the courthouse, we built the new library, we built the sheriff administration building. You know what I'm saying? We started the renovations on the municipal building.
Okay.
We built the convention center and the parking deck, which one of the things I, as Stacy said, champion to go back and look at how the functions of that T-center is ran and saved us millions of dollars on that and the parking deck.
Barbershop Talk Live, I want to let you know that Curry also is going to help build up Barbershop Talk Live.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it, baby. I got my wood and somebody in the truck.
Listen again, now Stacey, before we go to our commercial break, because we got to pay a bill. You mind if I pay a bill?
Please pay the bill.
I got to pay the
we
bill.
need to keep these lights on.
I got to keep these lights on.
lights.
We got to keep these lights on. But before we pay the bill, I want to come back to you. As you said something earlier, you championed a lot of things in the city. You've been, like I said, the GET program. I see what y'all do with that program. You're already taking legs with it. It's moving and it's grooving. And as you say, you went down to Savannah, saw that whole process down there. Now you're bringing it back to Augusta. Where are we going now with this particular program, the GET program?
So like I said, we already have an investment in housing on a federal level.
Okay.
So that's new homes coming to the area. But not only that.
Now, we're talking about the small homes and the mini homes?
It'll be whatever fits on those lots.
Okay.
So
Okay.
There's a lot of non-conforming lots in the
Okay.
Turpin Hill area.
Okay.
And people often ask, why Turpin Hill? Why, is she just focusing? I've heard that. No, there was an application process for GIC. And so the area that was chosen had to be an area that was heavily ridden with blight.
Okay.
So there's so many homes torn down.
Okay.
Another thing, 123 homes demolished. I still have 250 more to go. Now, had we had the funding in 2025,
Okay.
I would have been further along than that.
You'd have been good.
But taking pictures of these homes, making sure you're consistently sending them in, making sure you're keeping them at the top of the list.
Okay.
Those are things that are really important. But back to GIC. So we have far exceeded what the goals are even for GIC.
Okay.
Because the program, you were supposed to have a blueprint in place.
Okay.
Not only do we have our blueprint, we also have an actual plan in place, or a revitalization plan in place.
Okay.
And another one of our team members, which is Doug Freeman,
Okay.
Housing Authority, he sits on the GIC team.
Okay.
So him and his team was able to accomplish that.
Okay.
Something the city didn't have to pay for. And so we're moving forward, full speed ahead. We get recognition.
Okay.
We're doing the doggone thing. And
Yeah.
I'm saying that in honor of your 70s party that just happened. But, it's about addressing the issues that are plaguing your constituents. And so those issues are, in fact, the infrastructure is failing. It has been failing for years.
Okay.
It's about addressing the flooding, because your parking lot floods.
Right.
It's about making sure I can get those things to stop. So
Okay.
those areas had to be added onto the list. But I'm sure your parking lot didn't start flooding when I got in office. It was already flooding, because I
already
saw
flooded.
you
Right.
at the commission meetings.
Fussing and cussing.
Absolutely.
Barbershop Talk Live, I'm going to stop fussing and cussing. I'm going to pay a bill. Can I pay a bill?
You can please
I got to
bills,
pay the bill.
please.
Barbershop Talk Live. Listen, we got some more conversation to get into. We got some more things you need to know about. For now, let's pay this bill. Got my good friend, Mr. Edward Wright, with Wright One Wellness and Body Works, and also my good friend, Mr. Matt Bowman, Check It in the Chair program. I was a part of that program for Piedmont Hospital. So listen, watch those commercials, watch those advertisements. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Hello and welcome. Here at the Right Body Work and Wellness, we provide you with body work you can rely on to increase body improvement. WBW provides free consultations to better understand the reasoning for your visit. When a client experiences a WBW massage, they can expect it to be thorough and thought through. The massage is customized to each session. Muscles are handled with care, specifically and individually stretched. Creating a wellness vision to sustain a space of personal comfort, relaxation, and a state of well-being for clients that may endure. With over a dozen different modalities to fit your needs, so we can ensure a quality and well-addressed service. We provide excellent services to athletes and clients of all ages in need. If interested, call or visit the website to schedule your appointment today.
Dear Dr. Bowman, I want to thank you for looking out for my community. Through Piedmont, you help people
understand the risks of high blood pressure and how to take their health seriously. What you started in my barbershop matters.
I didn't realize how serious it was until I got checked in that chair. Now I know my numbers. I'm paying attention.
You helped me catch things early and take all the right steps. And doing it in a place we're comfortable in made all the difference.
We appreciate you, Dr. Bowman and Piedmont. Thank you for your leadership and for
all that you do for our community. Sincerely, John, Kenneth, and Roderick. Good dudes.
Group hug. Keep doing what you're doing.
With y'all's help.
Barbershop Talk Live. We're back here at Jay's Place Barbershop. Listen, that's my good friend, Mr. Matt Bowman, and also Mr. Everett Wright, Right One Wellness Bodywork and Piedmont Hospital. Please, man, please, sure, check your numbers, get your blood pressure checked, know your status. It's a silent killer. I urge you to do that. Listen, again, we're back with our guest. Sitting in the hot seat tonight is Mr. Corey Johnson, and another is Ms. Stacy Pulliam. They are both vying for that same position, the District 2 Commissioner. Again, I can't tell you to vote for. I just want you to go out and vote. Exercise your right to vote because, again, your vote does matter. It does matter. Barbershop Talk Live, we're back live again. I urge you to get onto the screen, put your comments, put your questions, or put your concerns on because we want to know what's on your mind. We want to know what you want to know because, again, we are here to give you the information because, again, they are here. Barbershop Talk Live. So, Stacy, before we went to our commercial break, I had a few things I wanted to talk to because sometimes those guys behind the screen, they be talking in my ear.
Okay.
They talking to me. They told me to ask these questions because I would never ask these questions. I would never ask these questions. That's these people talking to me, telling me what to ask. So I'm gonna ask a question. They told me to ask. You don't mind if I ask a question? They told me to ask.
You're perfectly fine. This is your show. I'm a guest.
Well, you know, Barbershop Talk Live. The question coming from the floor is a very simple question, and it comes from the position that you're in now. What is Augusta missing? And when I say what is Augusta missing, I'm referring to the commissioners. So when I say what is Augusta missing, I'm also referring to the commission because if the people are asking for some stuff to happen and they don't see it happen, do it feel like the commissioners are not taking the people at heart? And the reason why they told me to ask you this question because you're in the seat now. Because I want to still kind of pick it back up with Corey because he was in this seat previous. But now that you're in the position now, it doesn't seem like the people are not getting the adequate just due because it seems like the time is being spent too long. And then, as you said earlier, you can't get everything done in 4 years, but I can pay off my car in 4 years.
You can pay off your car in 4 years.
But I'm like,
that's good.
So if
I didn't pay off mine in 4 years.
So if I get my car paid off in 4 years or less, seems like we ought to get the road paved in a few months. Seems like we ought to get some lights put up in a few months.
Yeah.
Seems like we ought to get the grass cut in a few months. But it takes 4 years plus another term to get whatever. I don't want to know. The people want to know. So you got to tell the people I'm good.
So yeah, you know, that's a loaded question, and so I'm going to hit it from this angle.
Okay.
First of all, the items need to be addressed, and it was said to me twice from a director as I was sitting there for the fourth time. I put this on the agenda like I need a schedule, I need a plan, I don't need reaction, I need you to be proactive. Mm-hmm. And so literally the director said, Commissioner Pulliam, no one questioned this until you got here.
Okay.
So no one put it on the agenda this way before you got here. I'm a process and procedure type of, I'm gonna just say type of girl because I really am.
Okay.
When you watch me, you hear data and facts. I hate when people say most, all, some, kind of. That annoys me.
Yeah, you numbers.
Because look at how much we're responsible for as a government.
Okay.
I need hard numbers. I need forecasting. I need to know what's going on. So what's missing? One, now is the perfect time to address if you feel as though something is missing by, I love how you keep driving home the point, get out and vote.
Okay.
People died so you can vote.
Yeah, you vote. Right.
I tell people, don't look at the 2-minute news reels that are not going to really tell you anything.
Right.
Look at the seats and look at who is fighting for your community.
Okay.
And I use that word fighting. People say, Stacy, maybe you should, maybe that's a little too much. No, because sometimes it's a fight.
Okay.
And it can be a friendly fight, right?
Right.
Because you're getting stuff done.
Right.
But it's still a fight sometimes.
Okay.
When you are putting in front of people initiatives such as GIG, and you have people that are buckling against it, is the person that's putting it forth, are they the issue? Or the people that don't want to see affordable housing in an area that is so disinvested and has been disinvested in for multiple years?
Okay.
Your barbershop has been located, so you can tell us
Right.
that it's been 30 plus years.
Right.
If you're being completely transparent.
Right.
So when you see that and you see there's a problem and then you see someone comes in and they start addressing those issues, they start getting things done. Now, as far as the lot maintenance is concerned, they have gone to a, grounds maintenance division. Even in those discussions, my questions were, show me the benefit for the community.
Okay.
It has to make sense.
Okay.
We can't just make decisions based off of this sounds good. We need the studies. Not only do we need the studies, we need to actually review the studies and make sure that that is part of our decision-making process. So when you elect individuals that are not only just, oh, this sounds good, that sounds good, they're actually making data-driven decisions. They're looking at the problem. They are not only looking at it, they are bringing solutions to the table. They are putting these groups, these teams, these committees together. That's who you want working for you because they're getting the work done.
Now, Stacy, here's my dilemma. Barbershop Talk Live World, they keep talking to me here. They telling me to ask these questions. I would never ask these questions.
Absolutely.
My dilemma is, why is the money being spent on these studies? And in my opinion, I think the money is being wasted on these studies because I don't need to study to see my tires flat. I don't need to study to see that, again, my grass need to be cut. So I guess what the common sense part of it is, if we know Olive Road is flooding, it's been flooding 30 years. How many studies are we going to do? So now you're bringing a company from Atlanta to tell her the same thing I've been telling you, and I've been telling you this for 30 years. So that's where some of the people, they telling me this in my ear, that's where some of the people say, well, why are you wasting this money on that when the money could be in the pot for something else? But you bring folks from Atlanta, Corey, you bring folks from Atlanta to do a study on something that we already know. I know I got a cold, don't need a doctor to tell me that.
Right.
So that's the part that the common citizens are like, why are we wasting this money? So now, don't tell me. Tell the people.
Oh, absolutely. So there's some things that you don't need to study for.
Right.
I don't need to study to see how tall your grass is.
Right.
I see that.
Right.
But I do need to make sure that there's a directive and there's a plan there to address lot maintenance.
Okay.
I do need to make sure that our code is up to date and everything is in place so we know what department addresses which item.
Okay.
So again, going into office, I'm the one that pushed for and championed standard operating procedures.
Okay.
Believe it or not, some departments didn't have that. They didn't just have it when Stacy got in office. That's an issue, right?
That's an issue.
I had to address that. So people look at that as minuscule, but that's huge in the whole scheme of things. Because as we consistently lose our institutional knowledge and our directors, what happens is the next person that comes in, if there's no standard operating procedure there for that department, they don't know what to do.
Anything happens.
If I'm day one in the barbershop and you not available, I don't want intern cutting my hair.
Right.
Especially when he don't have no guidelines. He just
Right.
learned what he learned in school.
Right.
I need some institutional knowledge there. But because we've lost that at such a rapid rate, that is causing some distress in some areas. Now, the studies are necessary from a standpoint of when we're looking at engineering. So what I did was I said, Dr. Malik, let's ride around the city. So not just District 2. I want to see metrics put in place. I want to know, where is this sinkhole going to occur? Now, yes, I can look at certain things with my naked eye, but there are certain things that I don't know.
Okay.
And so then what happened? He got a consultant. So that was already in the works. Got a consultant, worked with this consultant. Consultant came to us. They've developed a metric plan now. And in those metrics, they're actually determining, you can turn in Olive Road, but someone else may turn in Johns Road. The metrics are going to tell us, by the way they've evaluated, which road needs to be repaired first, which one needs to be repaved, let's go a step further.
Okay.
You can't just repave a road when underneath you have wooden pipes, which is what they ran into on Broad Street. They went to digging. The project was supposed to be over with. People are complaining, rightfully so, because it's torn up. But there were wooden pipes under there. So, and Corey knows this. When you're in construction, you don't know what you're going to run into until you start digging and digging deep.
Okay.
You got to go past that bedrock.
Okay.
At that point, then you know, oh, you know what? Now it's this problem. There's terracotta pipes that are sitting in King's Grant. Terracotta pipes, old piping.
Right.
Pipes that feed into pipes that are that small. So I can't just come and repave your road because then I'm not being fiscally responsible. What I have to do is I have to make sure that I'm addressing the utility needs in that area, the underground pipes, and then I can come back and repave the road. So when you say to me, Stacy, why didn't they do Olive Road first? Well, because maybe over here in this area, they've got to dig in a little bit deeper and they need to get that completed first because maybe there's a sinkhole there.
30 years.
I wasn't here.
30 doggone years.
I put it on. As soon as I got here, Olive Road went on my list.
All right.
So I wasn't here 30 years ago.
I'm
I didn't
just
move here
saying.
until 1995.
Well, now, Corey, you don't mind if I switch gears because we want to make sure the people want to know what's going on because again, May 19th is around the corner.
Right.
And I want the people to make sure they do what they should be doing. Early vote or May 19th, make sure you cast your vote. So, Corey, I'm going to come at you with this question, and I'm going to come at you, Stacy, with the same question. So, same question applies to both of you all. Transparency, as she mentioned this word earlier, transparency in the government, in the commission, whatever you want to call it. Why is there not enough transparency so the people will know what's going on behind the scenes, so the people will know what y'all are talking about in these closed-door meetings, so the people will know what's happening before election time come around when you got your signs, and you got your breakfasts, and you got all this stuff going on to get the votes. So where is the transparency 3 years? Not on the 4th year we want to point at folks and say what he did, she did, he did. So we need the transparency, and I don't want to see you all the time in the church when it's time to get elected. Don't come to my church now, you ain't been here all year, you ain't got baptized, none of that. So we want to know where is the transparency and why don't we see the transparency? And remember, Stacey, that's your question also. So Barbershop Talk Live World, they just want to know where is the transparency in the government? We want to know what's really happening.
Well, I'll tell you this.
I'm going to come back to part 2 of this question, too. I got a part 2 of this question.
I always encourage, of course, the constituents of District 2 and all over to go and tune in. If they can't make the commission meeting, tune in online. We started back when I was in office broadcasting the commission meeting live. And I encourage them to go on there and learn more about what's going on. I know it's tough, especially during the day-to-day function when people are working, they got a lot going on, it's hard to go back and do that. But the second thing I always tried to do was communicate with the constituents.
Okay.
I always tried to do things like the quarterly district breakfast. When I first started, I was doing it every month.
Okay.
And that got to be very cumbersome because, of course, it took a lot of preparation
Right.
to do it every month. And I was moving it around.
Right.
So I would do this center one month, I would do this center the next month to try to spread the transparency. And then I wanted to educate the citizens on how the government work and the things that they need to know so they'll be more informed on how long it takes to get things done, what it takes to get things done, and how they play a major part in that. And so so that was the one thing I did best. And so with that being said, the citizens, they loved it.
Okay.
They loved it. They loved the transparency. They loved that I was very open and honest about things. And let me say this, any way I voted, I didn't hide behind it. If I made a vote on something, I stood behind it.
Okay.
I came to the people and I explained why I made that vote. And then when I did, they said, okay, I understand. Because I'm looking out for the best interests of the citizens. You know, and I always got them in mind. You're going to always hear people say, oh, well, they listen to this party. Let me tell you something. I'm an independent person. I've always been. I don't hang with cliques. I don't deal with cliques.
Okay.
The way I operate is the way I operate. You know what I'm saying? What you see is what you get. Born and raised right here in Augusta, Richmond County. You might well say a boy from the bottom, didn't have a whole lot, but I worked hard and I built myself up to be what I am today. And I defied the odds. People said we couldn't do it what I did. You know what I'm saying? At 33 years old, I'm here running for office at the time. That wasn't heard of at that time, Right. So, but I care about this community. And I wanted to, instead of talking about it, because we hear so many people talk about, oh, I'm just sick and tired of this, I'm sick and tired of that. I'm willing to step up and do something about it. And as a result, we did. We made some great changes. We made some headway.
Okay.
But it takes a lot of planning, a lot of financial obligations, and a lot of implementations of the contractors and all of that.
Okay.
But it's a lengthy process, but you got to start to move the needle somewhere. And my hope is, when I left, the next person come in and they can move it a little bit further. It's like the relay race.
Gotcha.
We can't get it done unless everybody do their part.
Got to pass the baton.
And that's what has to happen.
Now I want to come to Stacy on the transparency part. Where's the transparency in the government now? Now I'm assuming Corey is talking about when he was in a particular seat. Now that you're in this seat, where's the transparency? So I want to go to part 2 of that question.
Okay.
Part 2 of that question when we talk about the transparency, and everybody that know that you always come on the show today, they ask the same question. They say you make sure you ask them about the white envelope.
What?
Ask them about the white envelope.
Oh, okay.
There's a white envelope. There's a white envelope that's been circulating around. And there's been circulating around downtown area, around the courthouse area, around the commission chamber. There's been a lot of white envelopes. And one day I went down and I saw some on the ground. Mm-hmm. So the white envelope signifies somebody got paid under the table.
I was so confused.
That's what the white envelope symbolized. I couldn't make this stuff up. So they want to know, and the people of Barbershop Talk Live want to know where or who got the white envelope. And referring to part 2 of that question about the transparency, and they asked me about the $6-point-some-odd million that's missing. And transparency we're talking about now, Stacy, they say somebody know where the money at. Somebody know who got the money. So did somebody get a white envelope? Because again, you can't have that kind of money missing without a paper trail. You're a paper trail person. Somebody got to know where that money is at, and it behooves me that nobody did this yet. Nobody stood up and said, I know who got it, I know where it's at, and that person that didn't do this got a white envelope. So don't tell me, tell the people of Barbershop Talk Live World, where's the transparency in the commission? Because if I go to the store and I lose $6, I'm gonna tear that store up. I'm gonna tear that store up to find them $6. Now we talking about $6 million. Nobody know where $6 million at. Got to be more careful. My grandma said, got to be more careful. $6 million. Listen, I had a conversation this morning. I'm gonna let you answer the question. I used to work at the dollar store, at the hamburgers, all those places, and they would not let you leave because the registers are penny short.
Yes, sir.
Penny short.
Yes, sir.
So now we going home. Every night, we clocking out at 5 o'clock. We going home to our houses and going to the kids, and $6 million missing. $6 million missing. They wouldn't let us go home for a penny. Corey, am I lying?
No.
One penny, they wouldn't let you go home. You ride outside waiting on you. Now everybody going home $6 million short. Don't tell me. I just want to know. The people want to know, where is the $6 million? Who got the envelope? There's the transparency. Because again, if I know you got $6 million and you ain't shared it with me or told me nothing, I'm going to tell on you.
So what I would recommend...
The people want to know.
Okay, no, absolutely. I would recommend, as I said and as Corey repeated, watch the commission meetings. The auditor came before us, and she gave the audit, and there was nothing missing. So that's the auditor that we paid to go through these books, and she did not report that money was stolen and or lost and or missing.
Well,
so that is all that I can say at this time, and I'm going to leave that alone. But
so
you can,
so there's the transparency. We just finding out now from what you said, what the auditor said. But again, maybe we should have a breaking news channel come on and say, listen, that's a lie. This what it is. Here's the black and white. That's what's going on. Because again, if we want to go downtown on May the 19th, and I'm not talking about District 2, I'm talking about in the district.
Right.
We want to go down there and cast our vote and put our time into that particular time to vote for that person. We want to see some transparency after and before that person get elected. So I just want to know, where's the transparency?
Well, I'll say this.
$6 million.
$6 million, Doug, fresh you on.
Yeah.
I'll say this. At the end of the day, back when we were building the convention center in the parking deck, a gentleman called me and asked me to meet with him. Asked would Commissioner Mason be interested in me. So I went and talked to him. The gentleman began to tell us some things about the parking deck and, what they were going to do and us voting for it. And then he started to say, well, you can put a car wash there and you can put this and, what's going on? Why is he saying that? To me, and so my intelligence telling me put a car wash at the parking. That's why. Where is he going with this? So long story short, he started telling us things about the parking deck and what we can do to be a part of it if we do X, Y, Z. So fast forwarding, I knew something wasn't right. I say, this guy here, he's not ethical, and he's definitely something illegal about what he's talking about. Right. So the whole while, I'm recording the whole situation because we have to learn from those that came before us. You know what I'm saying? And I can recall the late Ed McIntyre, what happened to him. And what would have happened if recorders would have been back then, that way. But I recorded that because I wasn't sure. I don't have a problem with me with anybody, but what I'm not going to do is subject myself to something that can end me put me in prison. So when I left, I exposed it. We went to the sheriff and I said, look, I recorded the whole thing. I said, and we asked them to call other people that may be involved. Lo and behold, the guy, he got charged with attempted bribery. Now, mind you, some people were aware of it, and he said, yeah, you can make $2.5 million. I said, no, I don't want to make not like that. I said, and second of all, if I'm going to earn it, I'm going to earn it the right way.
Right.
So I say that to say this. People have these concepts about things and the politicians or elected officials do. Let me tell you something. Ain't no money changing hands like that. We don't have no access to any money. We don't deal with finance. We don't have to sign a check. We don't receive. Only check we receive is the little paycheck we receive. And I call it a little stipend for what we do. And that's very little. Okay. But when it come down to it, I'm all about being transparent and making sure that no matter who it is, I'm not getting involved in anything that's going to land me in prison and take me away from my family. You know what I'm saying? So for that, I will say this. You got to have people that have ethical values about themselves. You know what I'm saying? That have principles and morals that not willing to be compromised by somebody trying to sell them a pipe dream or some crap to land them in prison. You know what I'm saying? So I'll just say, man, when it come down to it, I've proven that I don't deal like that. I don't deal in the vacuum, and I definitely don't deal like that, and I never will.
Stacy, May 19th. May 19th come, let's just say you're not successful at winning this particular race. What would Stacy Pulliam be doing on May the 20th?
Oh, Stacy's successful regardless.
Okay.
So I serve God, right? And so we know that God has a plan. I truly believe that my constituents are behind me 100% because I've been doing the work. But God's yes is yes. So whatever happens. But if you will go back and watch the meetings, if you will, as you said, you Googled before we came on, just Google Stacy Pulliam. Everything I have done and have been doing is going to pop up. So my name is spelled on my shirt. You can go to my Facebook page. Been transparent since day one. I've always been that girl. Like it, love it, disagree with it. My heart is for the people. So I'm a winner either way.
Okay. Corey, same question. You don't win, what's next on May 20th?
Well, I'm going to continue to do what I've always done. Just continue to do what I can to make a difference in the community. Of course, through the foundation that I'm wearing, the federal grant that I'm working on now, helping young people 14 to 24. Of course, being a contractor and an inspector, continue to doing what I can there to kind of help improve the quality of life for those that I serve and that hire me to come in and trust me to come in and do a great job for them and their families. But somebody that have the morals and principles and values, that we were raised on. And that's to treat people the way you want to be treated.
Okay.
And work hard and do what you can to make things better for the next generation. And that's going to always be my mission no matter what happens.
Barbershop Talk Live World again. Listen, we got a conversation going. I hate to get off this thing because they're telling me to get off the air. I got 10 more questions. Can I get 10 more minutes? They say, they say no. But listen, Stacy, is there any way the people of Barbershop Talk Live World can support you? You got a website, any way they can donate to your campaign, they can follow you, volunteer? How can the people follow you, what you got going on?
Yes, if you're on Facebook, it's Stacy Pulliam for Augusta. I'm accessible. I'm already your commissioner. So go on the Augusta, Georgia website. You can also reach me at 762-333-1995. That was on purpose because I'm making changes where changes weren't made since 1995.
All right, Barbershop Talk Live with Curtis, the same thing you is anywhere we can follow you, we can donate to your campaign, we can volunteer. How can the people keep up what you got going on?
Yes, of course, electcoreyjohnson.com is the website, Elect Corey Johnson on Facebook. Of course, I'm in the community, 706-250-2035. And again, you know my business, First Choice, Home Inspection and Construction LLC, so you can also find me there as well, 706-736-4435. And like I said, I'm out here. I'm out here in these streets. So I do it on a more mature level. I'm out here in the streets. So.
Well, listen, I had a good time conversation with you all. Listen, if you didn't have a good time listening, talking to our candidates, we did. We had a good time.
I had a great time.
You had a good time.
Absolutely.
It's hot.
Well, the seat. It's the seat. It's the hot seat.
It's
the seat. Yeah, it's the seat. Now what we're gonna do, we want to make sure that you all get a chance to go vote. Right now we are in early voting stages. Again, Again, May 19th is the last day to vote, so please, Mayor, please, sir, get your kids, get your neighbors, get everybody to go out and vote. Make sure they are registered. Go to your precinct if you don't get a chance to do the early voting, because I said it earlier, your vote does matter. It does matter.
Absolutely.
It does. Now, they telling me to get up, but can I give away something?
Absolutely.
Can I give away something?
Yes.
Give away something come along with a challenge.
Let's do it.
It comes with a challenge. I brought personally my challenge flag all the way from Atlanta Falcons football stadium.
All right.
Mercedes-Benz. This is a special challenge flag that they gave me from the Atlanta Falcons Mercedes-Benz.
Do I want to pass this?
Well, you can pass because both of y'all going to have to get a challenge.
Oh,
All right.
Lord. Okay.
All right, so
I'll go first.
you go first. Barbershop Talk Live World, the only way we can challenge flag, you got to drop it on the floor.
I got to drop.
You got to drop
Okay.
it. That's what they do. Now, Stacy, she's been dropping the flag on the floor, so we're going to give you the first challenge. Your first challenge is if you are successful at winning this particular race on May the 19th, you have to continue to be accessible, continue to give out your personal number, continue to have an open door policy, continue to give out these breakfasts, continue to just to be the commissioner that we know you can and will be. Is that simple?
Awesome.
That's a simple challenge?
I'll keep doing what I'm doing.
Okay, now Curry, I love to challenge you because you look challengeable. Once you drop that flag, I'm gonna give you a seat to challenge. You ready for your challenge, Curry? We'll put the flag on the floor. Let's give you some challenge. Barbershop Talk Live World, he dropped the flag on the floor.
I didn't know that.
Curry, your challenge is, first of all, continue to be the upright man that you are. Continue to be the citizen that you are. Continue to know when people need their help, you will be accessible to help those persons, whether you are in the seat or not.
Right.
Can you do that?
Absolutely.
That was so simple.
Absolutely,
challenge.
man.
Simple challenge.
Be my pleasure.
Barbershop Talk Live, they both have been challenged. Now I got to challenge you. I'm going to give you some challenges. Listen, I'm going to give you a chance to win a $10 gift card for Little Caesars and also a blood pressure monitor courtesy of Piedmont Hospital, Barbershop Talk Live, and Jay's Place Barbershop. I'm going to give out 3 questions. 3 questions. Remember, you get a chance to win a gift card from Little Caesars and also a blood pressure monitor free from Piedmont Hospital, Barbershop Talk Live, and Jay's Place. The first question, listen, this is going to come to you, Corey. The first question is a question that's pertaining to Corey. Give me the name of his business. You said it, didn't you?
That's a good one. I did.
You said it. I heard you. Got to be more careful. You didn't pay attention to this question. Shame on you. Listen, the first question is, what is the name of his business? That's simple. Now, the second question is going to go up to Stacy. The second question is a Stacy question. The second question is, when did she get to Augusta? You said it, didn't you? You said it. I heard you say it. Listen, if you heard the questions, get them. Gift card, blood pressure monitor, because again, if you eat this piece, you might need to check your blood pressure. Listen, the third question is so simple. You cannot get this wrong. You better not get this wrong. When is the last day of the pre-registration? The pre-voting. Is it early voting?
Early voting.
What is the last day for the early voting? Did we say that? I think we said it.
We didn't say that. We said it's going on right now.
Okay. So in other words.
But you got time to Google it.
Okay. All right. Well, how about I tell them?
You can tell them.
April the 15th. That's the last date. But I'm going to give you another
Wait,
question.
no, it's not April. It's May.
I mean, May the 15th. I'm sorry.
I was like, wait a minute.
May the 15th.
That's right.
May the 15th. That's a trick question. But I'm going to give you the third question. The third question is very simple. To remember, 2 prizes. The first question, again, what is the name of his business? What year did she come to Augusta? And the third question is so simple. You cannot get it wrong. When is the last day to vote? Barbershop Talk Live again. I urge you, I'm telling you, please, man, please, sir, get into this conversation. Learn about these candidates. Google them. Follow them. Go to the neighborhoods. Go to the precinct because, again, you're going to make a deciding vote that will change this area, this neighborhood, and also the community. Barbershop Talk Live World, again, if you got a comment, a business, a concern, a product you want us to put on Barbershop Talk Live World, give us an inbox. We got a sponsorship package for you. We'll promote, endorse anything you got us to do. We'll make sure we do it on Barbershop Talk Live. Listen, if you want to be a guest on Barbershop Talk Live, also just inbox. We'll make sure we get you in the hot seat. If you got anybody you want to see in this hot seat, also just inbox us also. Again, don't forget next week in this very hot seat is none other than Miss Tracy George and also the current mayor, Mayor Garnett Johnson, will be in the hot seat next week. So please, man, please, sir, tune in. Get your questions ready now. Again, next week, Tracy George in the hot seat and also the current mayor, Mr. Mayor Garnett Johnson, will be in the hot seat. Listen, I had a good time.
I did
Absolutely.
I had a good time.
I enjoyed
It was good.
Really
Now, don't let me find no white envelopes.
Let me give you some white paper. Let me see.
No white envelopes. We'll take some brown ones, but never no white ones. Barbershop Talk Live again. Y'all ready to get out of here? Now, did we get an answer to the question? Nobody got the answer to the question? I need to put the question out there again. The first question is, what's the name of his business? Second question is, what year did she come to Augusta? And the third question is, when is the last day to vote? In that order. I need one person to give me all 3 answers. And the winner of those questions get these prizes $10 gift card for Little Caesars, and also a free blood pressure monitor courtesy of Piedmont Hospital and Barbershop Talk Live, Jay's Place. Again, don't forget, we're looking forward to seeing you next week. Anything we want to say before we get out here, Stacy?
Vote.
Vote. Corey, anything to get out of here?
Vote, and thank you again for having us, man.
All right.
It was a pleasure.
Now, we all about to play this part. Y'all come on
Okay,
up.
okay.
Come on up. Come on up. Come a little closer, Corey. All that. Ready. Y'all
gosh.
follow me.
Am
Y'all
I
ready?
gonna fall?
Y'all follow me. See you later.
See you later.
And now, we're live. Yes, live from Jay's Place. And we're talking Barbershop Talk. Yes, Barbershop Talk, where nothing is off limits and everything's on the table.
Everything's on the table.
Barbershop Talk.
Come on, everybody. We here at Jay's Place.
Barbershop.
We're talking barbershop talk.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop talk. At Jay's Place. Barbershop talk. Where nothing's off limits.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop talk.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop talk.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop talk. At Jay's Place.
Barbershop Talk.
Everything's on the table.